Hi, Nick. Thanks for being here with
Hi.
us.
Hi, Bonnie. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Okay, so you've been writing for the web since 1995 and teaching people how to do it since 98. So clearly you've always had an eye to the future of writing and content and copywriting. So with that in mind, what would you say is like one of the biggest trends for writers right now?
Well, hey, the web's a huge space and there's all kinds of opportunities for writers. But one of the areas I'm looking at right now and is really exciting me is the rise of the chatbots.
Chatbots.
So the is really, really good at lead generation. So
Okay.
if I go to American Writers and Artists and you actually have a chatbot deployed and it says, oh, hey, is there anything I can help you with? And you say, well, I'm just looking around. And then you might come back with a question saying, well, are you already a writer? Sort of yes, no, I hope so one day. So I might say no. And you say, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Are you interested in learning more about writing for a living? And I'll click yes. So the chatbot on your side is having this little back and forth with me. And I'm actually kind of enjoying it
Hmm.
because each time I answer a question, you are adjusting the flow so that the next question is really relevant to me.
Hmm.
Oh, so you have started making a living. Well, do you want to up your game a bit? The other big thing is you can sell stuff. Now, this is amazing. I'm getting a bit of a head. I'm going to turn around a bit in a moment. But you can actually, there's a company in the US called Lemonade that sells insurance. So I can, let's say I live in New York City and I'm lining up at Starbucks. And I remember, oh, my wife said we haven't insured the contents of our apartment. So I'm lining up at Starbucks. I get on my phone. I open up this texting app with Lemonade. And I say, hey, I'd like to insure the contents of my apartment. And the Lemonade, again, very, very smart chatbot. So this is all automated. There's not a real person there. Says, okay, that's cool. What's your address?
Okay, so coming around to writing scripts, we can see immediately how marketers are want to be all over this, right? Like we can see the
Right.
uses for how it would sell people things. Like you're basically, it's like having a person there, only they're not there 24
Right.
hours a day, like any day,
Right.
right? So for
A
writers,
thousand people at a time, 24
yeah,
hours a
yeah.
day. So conversational design is a thing that these people have been working on. But like I say, they are not copywriters. So huge, huge opportunity, but a very different opportunity for copywriters because this is when you're texting, the length of the words you use, the length of the sentences, the length of the interaction before you pause and wait for the other person, really, really short. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's very personal, very conversational, but super short pieces of copy. So even traditional copywriters are struggling with this because it is so unlike, never mind writing for print, is so unlike writing for a website or even writing for email. This is like,
So
how do you text in a way that
yeah,
converts? So that's the
yeah.
challenge and that's the opportunity.
So what should a writer keep in mind in order to do this well? What are a couple of things that we should either study or know about or consider?
First of all, you have to set expectations. Almost every time I write a script for a bot, I start off with saying, oh, by the way, I'm just a bot. I'm a bot. I set expectations. I'm not a
Oh,
person, I'm a
okay. So we're
bot.
not trying to fool people.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Awesome.
not. Not trying to fool people. You just say, hey,
Okay.
this is a bot, so bear with me. If I fail to help you, then I'm gonna find a real person for you. I may or may not say that other bit, but I always start off by saying, hey, I'm a bot. All right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna help you the best I can. But the bot can still have some character. So again, if I'm working with a company about developing a bot script, we start off with saying, okay, what's the persona? What is the culture and the character of the company? And what's the
Mhm.
persona of the bot going to be? Because a bot can definitely have character. And a lot of the time that character will be expressed with emojis. So we're going to use emojis. We're going to use thumbs ups and smiles. And we're going to use pointy fingers, like click this down here. Lots of emojis, images. We can even use animated GIFs. We can have a dancing squirrel if you want. This is all stuff that you can use within text messaging, right? So it's a different mindset. It's very conversational, but in terms of writing, you're never going to be descriptive. You're never going to do bullet points. You're never going to do the kind of persuasion. There's not an opening and a middle and a close and a call to action. It's a conversation. One of the things I find fascinating about any conversation, and this is part of conversation design, is that in conversations, we take turns. It's my turn, it's your turn, it's my turn. Conversation without turns is a really bad conversation. You've probably had some of those where the other person just never stops talking, like me. So that's a bad conversation. So conversational design is about taking turns, but it's also about pauses. So when I'm writing in one of the in a particular tool for creating these scripts, I have an option to say how long I want the pause to be. So you tell me, hey Nick, I'm really interested in content marketing, and my script is ready to go. I can be back at you in a microsecond, but I pause, because we pause in texting, right? There's a pause
It
when the
sounds
other
more
person
human.
thinks.
So as a writer, it sounds interesting. It sounds like a new kind of challenge. It actually sounds kind of fun. Are you,
For
so you're
sure.
writing for these, you've been writing for these for a while.
Yeah.
Would you say
Yeah.
it's fun?
It's absolutely fun, and it's kind of quick, and it's fun. Like I've done a huge amount of research and reading into it before it became fun, like to really understand it, to understand the principles of conversational design, and then to overlay that, because there's tons of people done amazing work on that area, but nobody really has done much work in overlaying the skill of the copywriter on top of the skill of the conversational designer. And that's where I've been coming in and advising and writing. And yeah, it's fun, and it's super simple. For a copywriter, it's super simple. And yeah, because it's short. It's an incredibly short writing job. So I can create something of tremendous value to a client, and the entire flow is probably going to be less than 200 or 300 words. But it's a campaign. If I said, how many chatbot copywriters are there in the world? I'll put my hand up, and whatever, maybe there's 50 other people in the world who would say they're chatbot copywriters. So wide open, no competition. So that's the huge plus side. The downside is it's early days. So you have to be prepared to have those conversations with prospective clients, and have the kind of conversation we've been having, so they get it and think, oh my goodness, yes, we have the conversational designers, the computational linguists, but we don't have the copywriters who can actually write naturally and take this conversation in a way that helps us convert. Okay. Because when it talks about persuasion and conversion, computational linguist has no idea what you're talking about. We do, but they don't. So it's adding that extra layer. So huge opportunity, early days, very exciting. But it ties into a broader theme of short form copywriting, and that started very much with social media. So there's the long form copy, the long form sales letter, the long form email. When we went into social media, suddenly with tweets, in particular on Twitter, it was like, oh my goodness, we've only got how many characters? So it's been a while now that as copywriters online, we've had to think in terms of short form copy. And the first medium to demand that was social media. And now the next medium to demand this kind of short form approach is going to be text, chatbot marketing and messenger marketing.